alcoholic addict.
Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm your host, LT, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm your co-host, Felice Weaver, married to an alcoholic. Did you get that?
Yeah, new. Absolutely not new. So, what can you expect by being here? Well, 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom due to drugs and alcohol. One time, I was a meth addict, big time, back in the early 2000s. I committed a second-degree felony because of meth, and there's a lot more crime than that, I'll tell you what. You know how the war stories go. But I ended up going to jail for a year. Halfway house for about 4 months, which was a work release program, rehab type drug center place. Then I was on probation for about 3 years, and then I got clean for a little while. Well, not technically, because I was smoking weed every day. As soon as I got off probation, I started smoking weed that day. I smoked every day. That's right. I did. And then from 28 to 33, I was actually clean and sober. I was into health and fitness. I had a job that required drug testing. I was getting fit. I was in shape. I was running around real fast and lifting heavy things. But then at 33, I started casually drinking. And guess what that casual drinking turned into? Because I didn't realize that I had a problem. I'm one of those people that just can't drink and contain themselves. By the time I hit 40, I was drinking a fifth every night. Most weekends, I was drinking in the gallons of alcohol. I had to check myself into a detox center so I didn't die. And then I went to an IOP for 5 months. And that was 9 months ago. I started getting better. And here I am today, preaching the 12th step, looking at recovery, loving life, finally, feeling good about the future, feeling good physically, and loving the new people I met, the refreshing real talk and honesty about life and life itself, man. Learning tools that I can live life on life's terms. It's freaking amazing. I love it.
That's good stuff. All you non-addicts out there, it's all applies to you too.
You want to see a surprise? Who knows who Sober James is? Sober James's channel. And if you do, look what I got. Look what I got right here. Look at that. I got his coffee mug. No, this is literally his coffee mug. He sent it here in the mail.
See, it looks pretty good sitting over here on our table.
Looks way good. What's up, Murk? PD, Sky. Got to see all you guys in the Zoom meeting. Hadley, you jumped out of our Zoom meeting. Hope everything's okay. Was it not what you expected? Or what? What do you think? What do you think about that Zoom meeting, Amanda? Mr. Teetor, how you doing, brother?
Hi.
You got Brittany in the house?
Nicola.
Brittany, I got a story to tell you. Marilyn is in the house. Who we got? Nicola? Is this a new? Help, I'm pissed. What are you pissed about?
Yeah, why so angry?
Yeah, let us know. How can we help? So explain to us what happened, where your head's at, if you're clean, if you're sober. Are you high? Are you drunk? What's going on in your life? Give me a good little nutshell snapshot of what's going on in your life as far as drugs, alcohol, recovery, and what's going on with stress, anger, discontentment, and all that stuff wrapped up in one to make you want to type that comment and put it on the screen. And that's what we're here for. Everybody in the chat, that's what we're here for, is to help. We're here to help. And so just know that you're in a good place, that we truly and honestly are from a heart that's been there, want to help. So what's up, Kat? Misha Morgan up in the house. Mishola. We got Kat and David. And every time I say this name loud, Alexa, how's it going?
I'm feeling super productive.
Yeah.
I've set a gazillion timers, and now I'm brushing up on my Klingon.
Your Klingon?
Alexis.
That's what you call deodorant things hanging from armpit hair.
Ew.
It's truth.
That's disgusting. What's up, Derek? Murk. We're in the coffee shop with the new coffee mug.
In honor of our new coffee mug friend.
This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Jerry, I was hoping to see you at Zoom today, brother. I was really looking forward to it.
Oh, what up, Jerry?
I tried to get that message to you, but I couldn't in a timely manner. Hope I'm Mel, the no lovely life. Hope and Mel, the no lovely life. Hope and Mel.
I like how you read it different ways. We don't know.
Not sure what that means, Nicola. Sorry. been waiting for this day for so long. It's awesome. Huh? I have it queued up. So if we need to analyze this second throw, which is what I want to do. So we're definitely going to check it out. Murd, what's up, man? I've seen you like a bunch of times today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sky. Got to hang out with you. Iron Wolf, what's up,
Welcome
brother?
back,
Glad you're
Iron
back. Awesome. Love chatting with you yesterday. That was really cool. And then Ice Flaps.
Thank you.
On YouTube, I'm known as the Truth. Oh.
Yeah, he's the truth.
Oh. What did I see today on that? I haven't really been on the internet today. Well, except for this morning, very first thing I was like a lot.
And then after that, and then a little bit after that.
Oh, cool. Every Saturday, Amanda. Hey, Pam.
What up, Pam?
Nice to see you. Good evening.
Looking good as always.
Polly. What's up, Polly? Hey, Polly, you like my coffee mug? Huh? You like that? All right, I'm going to screen share something real quick. Let's check this out. You guys tell me what you think about this throw. Tell me if you honestly think that it went over the line or not. And then I'll show you the line that we actually taped later. And I'll show you 2 pieces of grass that prove our point here.
It's legit.
It's legit.
It's too legit. We were too excited. The excitement got to us.
Yeah. Right here. Watch
Maybe
this.
270.
Oh man.
Can y'all hear that?
How the hell? Oh man, oh man.
So this is the
we're down 1.
So I did 1 throw. We have 10 to go,
280.
and that was betting this mug, and it was betting those F-22s that you now see on James's
Maybe
microphone.
270.
9 throws to go.
So,
I personally didn't think he was going to get that. That's impressive for a first throw. Don't tell him. Tell him it sucks. That sucked, LT. You're never going to do it. You're never going to make it.
James, you've underestimated my athletic abilities.
I have estimated accurately.
Here it is. This is the second throw.
Number
This is
2.
the one that James is complaining about. Look at that. Did you see the form on that throw? And I knew. I mean, look, it was over there. It barely drifted even to the right, but 15 yards. If
That might be it.
I did a cartwheel, but I did it so fast you couldn't see. Now, right there. Let me pause
Oh my
it.
God.
Let me back it up a little bit. Look at those 2. Whoa, that was way too far. Okay, watch these 2
That
tufts
might be
of
it.
grass. Boom, right there. You see those 2 tufts of grass? 1, 2. How it's right in the middle of those 2. And now,
Here it is.
I had Millie stand there too, and she did
Oh
not
my
move.
gosh, that's like almost dead even with the steak.
What do we say, folks? Everybody at home, what is the verdict? Y'all tell me.
I don't know. Here, I'm gonna walk it.
okay, now I got to
I
find.
can't see. I can't see it.
Oh, of course he can't see it. Yeah.
I'm actually. I'm a,
I'm gonna go stand with the steakhouse. Go stand by his thing.
Okay, now watch. When we lay this tape down,
See, Millie has not moved.
Millie's where the frisbee was. We're drawing an exact straight line. You can trust us on that. And now look at the tufts of grass.
Right there, we got us an end zone line.
See, her right foot is where the frisbee was. That was the second throw.
All right, I'm gonna
So in the
check back to
comments,
other
I
side.
don't know. I think I got it on the second throw, but on the
like my
technicality
cartwheel?
part of it, I understand where James was coming from.
All I see were calves. That's all I see too. They look like giant.
well, this isn't going. This isn't going at
Okay,
all.
go do another one. You got an end zone line.
Did you just see him do a cartwheel, James?
No, I didn't. I was too busy watching him
You should have left it. Dang it.
mug.
Dang it.
And that is the infamous second throw that will go down forever in history. I always say yes. James will throw the technical flag, which I get it. He's clear out east somewhere. We're throwing frisbees in Utah, and all you can see is these, horrible cell phone receptions. So it's all good. I get it. I get it. But anyway, I still got the mug, so I'm happy about that.
That last throw was beautiful.
It was
It
beautiful.
just flew.
Yeah, and then my last throw, I threw it about 120 yards. Just to prove I could, But on another note, what did he say? Have much fun in this community. Yeah, you got to have fun in sobriety. If we don't have fun in sobriety, then we're doomed pretty much.
I'm boring. Just kidding.
Thank you, Murk.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Totally appreciate that. So I want to talk about something really quick. And Brittany, I was in a situation today, right now, just 1 hour ago, as a matter of fact, actually an hour and a half ago. So my brother, I showed him on the stream, as actually his birthday was on the 15th, and they are celebrating it tonight. They got a live band. They're 2 blocks up the street at my sister's house. Live band, drinking, the usual stuff. They're redneck kind of guys, you know. So they got a country band, they're yeehawing, and they got a fire and all that kind of good stuff. So what did I do? I can't be in that high risk situation. If this were a year ago, I would already be sloppy drunk because I would be having a secret stash in my pocket of a pint of whiskey and drinking their beer. So what did I do? How did I handle tonight? It's my brother's birthday. My mom, my sister, some old friends and family are there. And I want to tell him I love him. It's his birthday. It's my brother. He just turned 50. You know, the big 50. That's a big birthday, right? That could be anybody's excuse right now to say, hey, it was his big 50. Come on. I deserve to drink. It was his big 50. Yo, you know. But no. And I had you all in my mind the whole time too. So I ran up there. We showed up 20 minutes early. They were still pulling food out of the oven. We scraped food as it was walking by. I gave my mom and my brother a hug and my sister a hug. Said hello, said happy birthday, had a glass of tea before any of the beer started showing up, before any of the beer started coming out, and I left. I said, I feel guilty for I can't even be here right now. I mean, the party hadn't even started yet. You know, people hadn't even showed up yet. We showed up early just to do that, you know, so that I wouldn't wind up in a high risk situation. First off, my sister, my mom, and my brother all know the situation I'm in with recovering addict, with my alcoholism. So they're all hyper sensitive to it. Fleece was right there by my side the whole time. And we only stayed for 15, 20 minutes, said hello to everybody, and then we bounced. And right now they're up there as we speak, time went on. And I am not having any part of it because I can't be around it. It's a high risk situation. It's that 1 through 4 that I have no business being there. Yes, he's my brother. Yes, my mother and my sister. They can be in that environment. This guy, 9 months ago, I stopped drinking. I cannot be up there. I just want to let y'all know where I am. Do I want to? Heck yeah. Do I want to go up there and drink? Yeah. Do I want to use the excuse 50 years? Yeah. It's my brother. I love partying with my brother. Are you kidding me? So just letting y'all know I'm going through it too. There's a live band like 2 blocks up the street in the backyard. See, obviously Utah's wide open now for COVID stuff, but there's a band up there rocking out. And I love music. I play the bass. I play the drums. You know, we play music in this house. So anyway, just to get that off my chest and tell on myself in front of you all that I could have been in a high risk situation tonight. I could have put the show off and ended up drinking, but I'm putting sobriety first. I have to do whatever it takes or I'm going to fail. And the future looks much better than one night of drinking. One night of drinking would have not been worth it. Wouldn't have been worth it, you know? So thanks, Hadley. Thanks, Murk. Thanks for everybody's support. Thank you guys for being here. I was thinking too, like, you know, all the scenarios were playing through my mind. What if I do stay? What if we just stay another 45 minutes and I can run down here at, 7:45, get the show ready, and I wouldn't have drank, but that 45 minutes, I would have been in a high risk situation. The beers would have been out by then. The band was just about set up by the time we left. And I would have been in a place that when I come on here, I tell you guys not to be in. And I was like, I can't be here when I tell them not to be there, you know? And so I had all that stuff playing through my mind. So praise God for sobriety. Praise God for another day sober, another 24. And we're going to grow from this as a family. They know where I stand even more now. So that's good. I'm happy about the choice. Hey, Bob, what's going on? Long time no talk.
Bob in the house. Hi, Bob.
my family used to say, "Oh, Aubrey, he doesn't want to hang out with us because he's too good for me." And he said, "Indeed, I am." Yeah, I am too good for you. Own it. Screw it. Own it. You know? Thank you, Dwight. I've contemplated, yeah. There's the thought in my head of, even when this shuts off, I could run back up there. The band's going to play till 10. The show usually gets over about 9-ish, and there's that temptation of just run back up there. But honestly, to tell you those are the thoughts that have gone through my head, the whole addict thinking, the battle between the addict and me. But honestly, being there and seeing what was about to start happening, it didn't look fun like it used to. Before, I'd have already been drunk by the time I showed up, and I would have kept drinking until I was blacked out tonight. Maybe me and her in a fight, and who knows. But it wasn't even appealing to come down here, get on here live, talk to you guys. Was way more appealing. To get in here and read about sobriety was way more appealing. Know what I mean? Oh, I'm not going to, Bob. Brother, I will not go. You guys have my word. And those of you who have my cell phone, well, you guys can all get a hold of me. You got my Facebook, you got my email. A lot of you have Felice's phone. Veronica, how's she doing?
Oh, I need to check up on her.
Yeah, we got to check up on somebody. But anyway, you can check up on me tonight if you want to call me after the show and make sure, I'm here. Hold me accountable as I preach to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I told old Murk today, who motivates the motivator kind of thing. You know what I mean? Bob, you got my word. Tyreek, you got my word. Everybody, you got my word. Erin, Alicia, all y'all got my word. So here's the AA thought of the day. The 12th step of AA, working with others, can be subdivided into 5 parts. 5 words beginning with the letter C: confidence, confession, conviction, conversion, and continuance. The first thing in trying to help other alcoholics is to get their confidence. We do this by telling them our experiences with drinking so that they can know that we know what we're talking about. If we share our experiences frankly, they will know that we are sincerely trying to help them. They will realize that they are not alone and that others have had experiences as bad or as worse than theirs. This gives them confidence that they can be helped. I always tell them, and I'm sure everybody in the chat feels the same way. If I can make it, you can make it. If you were as far gone as I was, especially in my meth addiction, oh my goodness, I was off the hook. And I was really off the hook, and I wasn't running around being a criminal, but the amount I was drinking and what I was doing as an alcoholic, I was off the freaking hook. What's so funny?
What Aubrey said. I don't know if you read it already.
I'll come to Utah and have a look at the Mormon Tabernacle, and then I'll come over and kick your ass. Appreciate that, brother.
That's what I was laughing.
Oh, that's funny. All right. So I fell. Here's the meditation. I fell not so much when tragedy happens as I did before the happening. By all the little things I might have done but did not do. I prepare for the future by doing the right thing at the right time now. If a thing should be done, I should deal with that thing today and get it right with God before I allow myself to undertake any new duty. I should look upon myself as performing God's errands and then coming back to Him to tell Him in quiet communion that the message has been delivered or the task is done. And I pray that I may seek no credit for the results of what I do. I pray that I may leave the outcome of my actions to God. Amen. Good one today.
What was that again about the C's?
It says the C's. You can write this down. It says the 12 steps of AA, working with others, can be subdivided into 5 parts. 5 words beginning with the letter C. You got confidence, confession, conviction, conversion, and continuance. So if you're looking at that, what you're trying to gain is somebody's confidence. By you sharing your story of the stuff that you drug yourself through in your addiction, you tell somebody else that's new, and that gives them confidence to see that they can be helped. And once they start confessing, the second word, they start confessing and they get that stuff off their chest and they start getting that conviction in their heart that they are too an alcoholic and need help. That's when the conversion, the fourth word, conversion happens, and they buy into the recovery and they start working their program, which leads to continuance. And that's where we are here, is in continuance. We're in recovery. We're learning recovery. We're practicing recovery. So you got confidence, confession, conviction, conversion, and continuance.
Said the how method, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. You applied it.
Amen. Amen, brother.
And Teetor's not feeling so well today, but he's listening.
You know, our hearts are right for Teetor, right there.
Got you, Teetor.
It's good enough for me because I see and hear the recovery in you, LT. Thank you, Petey. Appreciate that. It was good talking to you today as well on Zoom. I really appreciated that. Hey, Bill, I'm your God's agent to help the lost, mate. That's my 21st meeting here, and hopefully we will be doing this years to go. Absolutely, brother. I don't plan on going nowhere. My goal, I told you we started Recovering Addict is now a corporation, and my mission in Utah, if I choose to accept, which I did, is to solve the problem. My goal is to put myself out of business. And that's to solve the problem of drugs and alcohol in this valley. Is it going to get solved? Probably not, but I'm going to try. I'm going to go out and do my best.
Yeah, I bet it was the weight off your sister's shoulders too, knowing you would be there sober.
Oh yeah. She's like, woohoo, LT's not going to be here.
Well, even if you stayed, but just knowing you were not going to be drinking.
Yeah. I start drinking and people start walking on eggshells. You know how it is. Hadley started her step 2 today. Met with a sponsor this morning. She blew your, yeah, isn't it awesome? The wisdom. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm glad
good.
you're a sponsor.
Came to believe. You came to believe, right? And you realize the insanity we were living in? My goodness, not worth it. Hey, Son of Ray, good to meet you, man.
Son, right?
Peace to all. Hope we gain knowledge from this stream that we can put into action before beneficial moment. Amen, brother. And that's the value I hope to bring. Hey, Gina, if she's in here, good job today.
I see
Yeah,
lots
there she
of
is.
Gina's, but I don't see Gina.
Right there, up one.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, no worries. Good job today on putting yourself out there, because anonymity and saying your story in a little locked room in an Alcoholic Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous place is one thing, but coming on the internet to where the whole world could see it, that's another thing. Good job. You don't know. Now that message is literally worldwide available, you don't know who you're going to help. Good job. I'm proud of you. Weaning yourself from drinking is a good route. No. Considering the side effects and possible withdrawal. No, I don't. And the reason I say that is my experience with weaning. I tried to wean probably 10 times. And I wouldn't even make it past the first day. As soon as alcohol touched my lips, I was off to the races. I looked into all the ways weaning was accomplished. And my thing was I was going to drink a pint, the next night a half a pint, the next night, and just keep cutting it in half until it was gone. Didn't work. My suggestion is if you're drinking that much, do whatever you got to do to go to the hospital and detox. Go to medical professionals, just get it done and get it over with, and go cold turkey under the supervision of medical staff. Weaning, if you're an alcoholic like me, you're not going to wean. It won't happen. You're going to be you're already an alcoholic, right? I assume you can't take a couple drinks and put the glass down and be okay. You have to finish it. Weaning's not going to work. The big book talks about the phenomenon of craving. Once we start drinking, just like I heard Murd say today, the party just never seems to be over, and I don't want it to end, and I'm not going to let it end. And by not letting it in, we drink and use whatever's in our path. So I would disagree with that. I'm sorry if that's not the answer you were looking for.
Good thing.
Oh.
Clear insight.
But that's just my experience.
Oh, she said thank you, and that was vulnerability at its finest.
Yes, it is. I'm going to put that up there somehow. Fix it later. What should I look for and expect from a sponsor? I'm currently looking for one, but I don't want to rush it. So, Tyreek, what are you looking for in life? What are you looking for when you look at the future of sobriety? And what I did is I found a guy who was as motivated as I am to spreading the recovery message, to digging into recovery, to learning recovery, somebody that had a lot of sobriety. That's what I looked for. I looked for somebody who had more than 10 years of sobriety and was still actively engaged in the community of recovery, who had actually held a job at a treatment center, who does speaker meetings, who does speaker stuff, who's actually a counselor now up at base. That's what I looked for. What do you need out of a sponsor? Do you need to work the 12 steps with like somebody that'll tell you where the bear does in the woods? If you're a knucklehead like me, do you need some rough love, tough love type stuff where you need it plain and straight right to your face? Or I don't know. It's up to your personality. A lot of people I've heard will choose somebody completely opposite of their personality, somebody that they would usually not like being around, just to learn to be patient and loving. And, I know there's a lot of things to look at. Anybody in the chat got any suggestions for Tyreek?
Just Alicia or Aubrey.
An alcoholic cannot wean himself because once the alcoholic takes a drink into his or her body, it sets a phenomenon of craving.
Our
Amen.
sponsors. Gina.
I looked for someone who I couldn't walk all over. Yeah. You look for somebody that's going to see through your BS.
You've come so far, LT. Love it. You're amazing. Your wife, of course, is more amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Facebook user.
See how it says Facebook user? Is that you, Ray, or who is that? Because I'd like to know. You're obviously, I think you're in let me see this. I'll figure it out. Never mind. This might cause our stream to glitch for just a second, but I really want to get into this step 10 really bad. So if you got your big books, we read this yesterday, but I want to turn to page 25.
Lots of good advice in the comments there. Iron Wolf or Tyreek. Can't remember which one asked. That was Lizzie.
Oh, it's Lizzie? Awesome.
I think that's what, yeah. Maybe.
Awesome, Lizzie. You are awesome.
And welcome, Sawyer House girls.
Oh, sweet. It is Lizzie. I see you now. Why does it show Tyreek, but it doesn't show Lizzie? That's weird.
I don't know. Maybe she's private.
Oh, well.
I don't even have their comments showing up. I need to.
That's weird. I'm going to close this down.
What's
All right. So,
on?
big book, page 25. There's a solution. Listen up, because we're going to get into step 10. If I don't start getting into this, we're never going to finish. So there is a solution. Almost none of us liked the self-searching, the leveling of our pride, the confession of our shortcomings, which was the process requires for its successful consummation. Before we saw that it really worked in others, we had to come to believe in the hopelessness and futility of life as we had been living it. When, therefore, we are approached by those in whom the problem had been solved, that's other addicts and alcoholics who have years of sobriety under their belt, or even a year, or even 6 months, even a month. Once it clicks, once recovery clicks, you get that promises start to happen. Your eyes open and you understand things. When, therefore, we are approached by those in whom the problem had been solved, there was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid at our feet. We found much of heaven, and we had been rocketed into a fourth dimension of existence, which we had not even dreamed. A fourth dimension? A lot of us thought we were in the fourth dimension today during our Zoom live feed. That was kind of cool. But the big book talks about 3 dimensions of life: the spirit, the mind, and the body. The big book gives us a design of living. Most people don't understand that life does have a design. First, we have a spiritual life, and we can live it in harmony or disharmony. Your spiritual life, you're living. You're either on the road to recovery or you're not. You're living in disharmony spiritually, or you're not. It's sad, but most people live with it in disharmony. And that's all of us who were in drugs and alcohol. Why did we come to the point that we had to check ourselves into an IOP? Why were we at the point we were searching Facebook and YouTube for live NA meetings? Why did we go to NA? You know, that's proof we were living in disharmony. Many people go and do what they want to do and then listen to their inner direction. Many people, listen to this. Many people go do what they want to do and then listen to their inner direction rather than listening to it and then deciding what to do. You got it backwards. That's living off the lust of the flesh. Just, well, I'm going to go do this because it feels good. Ah, dang it. Shouldn't have done that. Instead of being, you know, thinking just logically like normal people. We all have a mind, whether we act like it or not. And this is the second dimension. And now when we're talking about the second dimension, we're talking about the whole life that we see you living, right? The second dimension is our lives. We realize today that mental health is based on spiritual health. Our physical lives emanate from the mind. And when we say the physical lives here, we're just talking about we're not just thinking about our physical bodies, but about everything in the physical world. Everything that we can see and everything society sees in our lives. So life emanates from the inside out, from the spiritual to the mental to the physical.
124.
Who's that?
That's what page we're on.
Who's Leskin?
It's gone now.
Yeah. We are going through the steps we took by Joe McHugh. This book was given to me in my IOP. Sweet. Yeah, we're on page 124. I've got mine all marked up and written on. So life emanates, we're on the second paragraph, from the inside out, from the spiritual to the mental to the physical. Every great thinker, every great religion says this, right? Jesus even said it. He says, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart. And that's the center, the spirit, with all thy mind. And that's our second division. And then you love your neighbor as yourself. And these are steps 1, 2, and 3. And the heart is steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then the mind are steps 8, 9 that deal with our neighbors, our relationships with others, right? Does that make sense? It's breaking down steps 1 through 3 as the heart, 4, 5, 6, 7 as the mind, and then steps 8 and 9, how we deal with other people. Our steps work along the design of life. And that's nothing new. This knowledge is as old as man himself. The power of it is that though the first 9 steps, we have put our lives in order. Through these 9 simple steps, the miracle of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous is that it has boiled all into the principles of living down into these steps. And I underlined this last little part of this fourth paragraph right here. It says, these steps correct anything that is wrong with our living. And the promises come to us after those 3 dimensions of our lives are in order. Okay. So when we read the promises, we read these, we're going to know a new freedom, a new happiness. There's not going to be any regrets. We're not going to shut the door on our past experiences. We're going to understand and comprehend serenity. The feeling of uselessness and self-pity is going to disappear. The desire to be selfish is going to go away. Self-seeking is going to slip away. The fear of economic insecurity is going to leave. All the promises, right? But those promises are not going to go until you get the heart, the mind, and your relationships dealt with. And that's through the first 9 steps. Until you get that in order, promises are not going to start really taking effect. So steps 10, 11, and 12 come along next, and they're different. And the big book talks about that 4th dimension. We just read that 4th dimension here in the big book on page 25. And it's a dimension which a lot of us don't really understand. Some of us had found a way of life that we never thought existed. And some of us know a little bit about heaven. But if we can grow spiritually and mentally in the right relationships with the physical world, we are going to expand into the 4th dimension. As we grow, we will begin to occupy that 4th dimension the big book talks about. So what do you all think about that? The big book talks about a 4th dimension, right? We got mind, body, spirit, and our dealings with relations with others. The fourth dimension is finally having all that in order and living a life of serenity and peace and doing the right thing. And this is when nobody else is around. Nobody's watching you. Like we talked about earlier today. Oh, somebody's mad.
Who's mad? Whoops.
It probably slipped.
Hey, will you say what that book's called again for Summer?
Summer, this is the 12 Steps We Took by Joe McHugh. If you go into the description of our links here, is she on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah, Summer, go into the description of this video or any of our videos. You'll see this book in the description. If you click that link and purchase this book, we get pennies on the dollar and you can help support this channel.
Yeah, there's...
But for a lot of you that don't know, I want to read. I know Murd's heard this and I get the chills and I'll try not to choke up every time I read this. But I was in my IOP over Christmas. This was a Christmas gift. This family brought these in, gave it to everybody that was in my group at that time over Christmas. And this is what they wrote in here in the cover. It says, Christmas 2019. Always remember you are braver than you think, stronger than you seem, and loved more than you know. You have an angel watching over you, helping you. One in particular is our angel, our son Derek, who passed away from the disease of addiction July 10th, 2017. This book is a gift for you in his memory and in his honor. And so I decided to not only read and study this book, but to teach it here or read and study it with you guys live, because they believe in the program so much that if their son would have followed it, they know he would be alive, that it inspired them to buy 20 of these books and drop them off to our group over Christmas, right in each one of them, right there on the cover, inside the cover. And so in honor of that family and to Derek, who died, I'm assuming from an overdose in 2017, to help save one, even if it's just one.
Can't reach your new mug.
Whew, my belly got in the way. I was like, I forgot it was empty. I got my other one full.
Yeah.
Being hereditary, I need to read it more scientifically. It seems that it's kind of the consensus that it is. I know in my experience, my dad, my uncles, my grandpa, my great grandpa, they were all alcoholics. Look at me now. So it skips generations. Maybe, I don't know. I think there's a possibility. There's a gene that makes us just, and I don't think it's like you're going to be an alcoholic. It's just our personality in a sense that when that alcohol touches our lips, our bodies don't handle it the same as everybody else. It's something predisposition inside us. When we start drinking or using drugs, we overdo it. I mean, and think about anything else in your life that you overdo. Every time I drink tea or coffee, I don't make just a regular old cup of coffee. It's like you got to chew on it. When I smoke a vape, I don't have, 0.3. I got 1.2. And I do everything over and above. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both sometimes too. It could be your culture.
She came from a family of alcoholics all the way up to her grandparents. She's not.
I think I could be if I wasn't terrified of it. I think that gene is there and that's terrifying to me. So I consciously don't.
That's good. Agreed. May he rest in peace, Kat and Petey. All right. So 10 is the beginning of growth. So in step 3, we've made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the will of God. And that's about as perfectly as we can do that. Okay. God will take care of the growth. All we have to do is remove the things that block us from God. And that's what we do in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. What are we doing in 4? We are getting down to the root cause of our resentments. And then in 5, we're confessing those resentments to somebody that's going to help us narrow those root cause, the exact nature of our wrong, right? And then in 6, we become willing to let God take care of it. Then we ask God humbly to remove them. And then in 8, we make a list of all the people. So in 3 and 4, we're looking at our resentments and the exact nature of our wrongs. And then 8 and 9, we're looking at our fear, guilt, and what we're ashamed of, because those stories actually did hurt people. and we need to make amends with them. So we're getting right with people. And then in 10, the spirit will then grow. If the spirit grows, the mind will grow. And when the mind grows, our relationships with other people and the rest of the physical world will grow too. This growth is unending. And this growth is unending. Page 125, the next paragraph down. I underlined unending a whole bunch of times, and then I circled the whole paragraph. I write all over my book. I don't know if you can see that, but I write all over it. And step 10 is the beginning of this growth in our lives. Because what did we learn a couple streams ago? That step 10 is when you start doing steps 3 and 4 and 8 and 9. Well, it's steps 3 through 9, just throughout the day, all day. Oh, I just pissed my wife off. And then I go, crap. Before I make that resentment, I'm going to stop that behavior. And then I ask God to remove it. And then I say, oh, hey, sorry, I pissed you off. And then I restore the relationship, right? That's what we do. Step 10 is a way to enter the plan of continuous growth. What? It's so funny.
I was just reading their comments to each other.
Oh, is it to each other?
Yeah.
We can't remain at a certain point. Everything is either growing or deteriorating. Here we go again with those two definite articles. We are either living in disharmony in the spirit or we are in harmony in the spirit. We are either on the road to recovery or we are on the road to relapse, right? And everything is either growing or deteriorating. There's no middle ground. You might look at a stone building and think that it's not changing, but it is actually deteriorating. And this is why we practice these steps, these principles on a daily continuous basis. And I put a little note to myself. It reminds me of putting primer on buildings, right? Because if you don't prime the metal rusts, and the faster it deteriorates. Everything is deteriorating. You may look at a building, think it ain't happening, but it's actually deteriorating. So a good, healthy step 10 is always based on how well we have understood steps 4 through 9. Well, now.
Murk's trademark.
Trademark.
His name's trademark.
Oh, that's funny. Good one, Alicia.
That's what Murk said.
Oh, did Murk say it? Oh, no.
See, TM. She said trademark.
Trademark.
Spelled it wrong.
That's funny. I like that.
You guys
right
are
there.
cracking me up.
All right. On that note,
Aubrey says you can't touch it.
Aubrey, I just did that.
You see,
I stole
took it
the
right out of
mouse.
oh, it's covered. It's gone.
Let's listen to Cassie's quote of the day.
The motivational quote on recovering addicts. If you're brave enough to say goodbye, life will reward you with a new hello. Paulo Cello. And as always, you guys know what to do. Let's bring it in and continue to spread that love.
Thank you, Cassie.
Yeah. You guys brave enough to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Says eating an apple a day keep the doctor away. That's what they say. Try it.
I don't know. Woo! How true, Cassie. Like a theater. All right. A good, healthy step 10 is always based on how well we've understood 4 through 9. We find that some people cannot work step 10 because they haven't done the other steps effectively and thoroughly. Remember, y'all, we are on a life and death errand. Where would you be if you continued sticking a needle in your arm? Where would you be if you were still drinking a fifth a night or a pint a night? You would be drinking more or dead. Maybe. In my case, I'd probably be dang near dead by now. So steps 4 through 9 are the tools that are built into step 10. So if you can't do them, you can't work step 10. So Amanda, you're on step 2. You're just taking on this mission. Give it all you got. You're going to learn and grow as you go, just do the best you can, but give it your whole honest effort. Just like it says in How It Works, We have to be honest. Those rarely fail, and it should say never, that are brutally honest. Having done it that way, when we come to step 10 each day throughout the day and throughout our lives, we use these tools when the resentment comes up. Because he says, I think the inventory is probably the basis of our preparation. In the inventory, we said the things that emanate from the inside out. And that was really our character defects which caused the resentment. But we analyzed them from the outside in. We looked at the resentment first, the person we resented. Then we looked at what they had done. And then we traced that over to see which part of ourself was threatened. We traced that to find out the exact nature of our wrongs or character defects. And that's why daily inventory needs to be taken. So having done it that way, when we come to step 10 each day throughout the day and throughout our lives, we use the tools when a resentment comes up. And that's what I was just talking about. If I and Felice get into a little spat, we look at the exact nature of the wrong. We nip it in the butt before resentment takes effect. We ask God to remove it because we recognize it. We apologize to each other and restore a relationship. That's a step 10 on the little things. And that has to be done daily, just throughout the day. You don't wait until the end of the night, until it all builds up and you can't hardly remember. You do it as you go. Brother, when you say work the steps, can you expand on that? I have a book now and I'm reading it. I just need to figure out how to go deeper. I'm reading the words, but how do you put these into work? All right, brother, this is what I had to do. And I promised y'all something that I haven't delivered on yet. And that was to find a good steps workbook. I'm going to find one. I'm going to post them in the links so that you can do that.
Alicia.
But Tony, this is what I did right here. If you look at this big stack of papers, in here is my life story. So, well, actually, the first thing I did was my drug use history. I laid down in just pretty much bullet form. I was this old. I did this much drugs and I did this often, right? And then the next time I did drugs, I tried this kind of drug. And what you're looking for is you write your drug use history is an increase in drugs and the increase amounts that you're using. So that by the end of your drug use history, from the first time you tried it to this point in your life, you can see how it has expanded and how much the quantity has increased. And you will be surprised, if you're anything like me, at how much of your life you were not sober. It blew my mind. And so I did that. And then I did my life story. I got my whole life story written down and I read that in front of a counselor. And then I did step 1 and I did a thorough step 1. That step 1 consisted of this huge packet, right? And it asked me all kinds of questions. Come here. Who's here? You and who? Oh, tell Don to come in. Oh, you can come in. Come sit down for a second. Come meet my sister just walked in the door. You guys want to meet her? Come sit down. Oh, you big chicken. So anyway, what I did is I had to do a thorough step 1. And this step 1 is going to, by the end, prove without a reasonable doubt if your life is unmanageable and that you are powerless over addiction. The last question in here was, now that you have proven yourself are powerless, therefore you need to seek a power greater than yourself. It says, are you an alcoholic or an addict? The answer was yes. And so I did that. After that, I did step 2, which came to believe in a power greater than myself could restore me to sanity. And then once I did step 2, I had to do this huge packet on character defects, which took me through 17 different character defects. And I had to do 7 different examples of each character defects. I had to do 2 examples of the character defects while I was drinking or using. And then I had to do 2 of the same character defect, 2 examples of when I was clean and when I was sober. And then I had to give 3 examples. No, and then I had to give 2 examples of current. And then I had to put down Like this one was criticizing makes my life unmanageable by, and then criticizing could make me relapse by. And so I had to do that. And this was a tough one. And then I did a book report on Drop the Rock. Then I did step 4, or no, I did step 3. And then I did step 4, and then I read it to my sponsor, which was step 5. But they're actual, it's work, like workbook. You can Google it, but I'm gonna try to find a good one for everybody to use. Everybody said, let's meet her. Just tell her to come for 2 seconds, and we'll have her explain what it was like when I was a drunk. My sister, y'all. Are you serious? You guys want to hear her side of the story? She's up there. Remember, like I said, they're up the street having my brother's 50th birthday party. She came down here because she knows my backyard's full of firewood. Yes, I used a chainsaw. We'll see. She's going to be like, I have a party to host. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm so busy right now with posting a party. We'll see. If she comes on here, I will be blown away. Oh, I hear her coming. I believe she might be coming, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's coming. They want to meet you. Okay, here we go. Everybody, welcome to the show. This is my little big sister. This is Joni. So right there's the camera.
Okay.
On the right here, you'll see the scrolling. These are the comments, and I'll put them on the screen. See, like this one, like, yeah, let's meet her. That's Murk.
Okay. Hi, Murk.
His real name's Mark, but he's got such a twang. They call him Murk. So give them a little snapshot of what I was like as an alcoholic.
Oh, gosh. I would say for the first 3 or 4 beers, you were okay. Then you were like I would say a bomb. You'd never know what was going to happen.
I was like a bomb.
Yeah.
This is what I tell them all the time. Like Felice and I were just talking about the party that's going on up there and why I'm not up there.
Yeah.
And Felice was like, I'll bet Joni's kind of relieved you're not drinking and you're not there drinking.
Right.
And so and I said, yeah, because as soon as I start drinking, like she said, I'm cool for the first 4 or 5 beers. I'm fun. I'm laughy. Yeah. But then all of a sudden that 5th, 6th, 7th beer with my secret stash of whiskey, all of a sudden you're walking on eggshells.
Yep. That's the bomb. You never know when it's going to go off.
Iron Wolf says hello. Emily says hi, sister.
Hello.
Murd says hi there. It's Joni, Joanie, and that's Murd. He's cool.
Was it less stressful having this party knowing he wouldn't be there drinking?
Yes. Yes. Honestly, yeah, it did cross my mind. I was actually more concerned that you were coming up knowing that there was going to be alcohol. I was more concerned with that. I worried about that because it was like I wanted you there, but I understood that you couldn't be there. So when you showed up as early as you did before
I told you.
Before everyone showed up, I was like, oh, good. Because you still got to say hey to Mikey and you still got to be a part of it. But when the party started, you guys left. So I thought that was cool.
See, I told you.
Yeah.
You just confirmed everything I said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So.
I said, look at y'all. This is how because I'm always like, what are you doing in high risk situations? You know, because that's a high risk situation for somebody like me. I said, this is how I handled it tonight.
Yeah.
I said, I showed up early. I hugged and kissed everybody. As soon as the party started, we bounced.
Yeah. You did very well. Yes, that's very proud of you.
What's up, Don? Come this side.
This is live.
So, like we said, there's a party up the street. This is Don. He's my
hi everybody.
My brother's longtime friend since I was like 9 years old. So they're both like in their 90s and they're having a birthday.
Pretty close. 89 right now.
So everybody says, hi, sister. This guy says you got beautiful hair. Jerry said, hola.
Me or her?
You're like me, Don. We ain't
Right.
got hair.
Nicer. Come on, man.
So yeah, we're just talking about like the fact that I quit drinking, and had I been up there, how shit faced I would be right now.
Right.
Already, you know,
Yeah.
and ruining the party. Like I say, when I show up to the party and they ask me, do you want to drink? And I say, you don't have enough to drink. You don't have enough alcohol here. You don't have enough homeowners insurance, life insurance, car insurance, because I'm going to wreck the place.
Okay, well, we're going to head back up.
All right.
Thanks for the firewood.
Nice
Nice
meeting y'all.
meeting y'all. Later.
See you,
See you,
guys.
man.
See you, brother.
Oh, I will. Oh, Lee's tearing it up.
Dancing?
Oh, he's up there with the tambourine, the band.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Link's up there showing off.
Yeah, okay, see you guys.
See ya. And there you go. I told y'all. There's a party up the dang road. And they know there's firewood down here. So they came to get some firewood. But that was my sister. I'm glad you guys got to meet her. That was a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. That's dome. That's cool. That was cool. All right, you talk for a second.
Oh, I'm talking for a second.
I hope I answered Iron Wolf's or Tony. I hope I answered Tony's question. Ask him if I did.
Did you answer Tony's question? What was Tony's question? Hopefully answered your question. But yeah, Link's up there. She said she was excited up there. The party's showing off, playing his tambourine. It's funny, before he was in his accident, he'd been off playing by himself, doing his own thing, and now he's like center of attention all the time. He cracks me up. Sure, his sister's up there doing something crazy too. But yeah, it was nice today, knowing that I didn't have to worry about him going up there and drinking and making sure everybody got home and making sure, just a lot of stress. So it's nice. Stress-free evening. Get to hang out with y'all. Yeah, he's so funny. I can't wait to get the video of him playing his tambourine. He cracks me up. Emily, that was you too? Embarrass yourself at so many parties. Glad that's over. Yeah. It's nice. Nice to not have to next day wake up and be like, what did I do? Just get to chill and have a good drama-free evening.
Yeah, and I didn't go to that party and take. I was able to give my love, hugs. I actually helped them like stir up one of the dishes, and I took it out to the table and gave everybody a hug and a kiss and said, "C'est la vie. Enjoy your party." So that was cool. Thank you, Petey. All right, so they're going to take video of that, and we'll play it tomorrow. John, did you figure out if an apple a day keeps the doctor away?
Murk said it's very true because his mom said it. Yeah, it's like being a babysitter for an adult.
Yeah.
I finally was like, well, if you don't want to come home, I'm going home.
Yep. Cool. Well, let me see where we at. We only got through that was only 2 pages of this book.
Aubrey doesn't like the lovey-dovey drunks.
I don't like the lovey-dovey drunks. Yeah, I'm not a lovey-dovey drunk.
I love you.
You know I love you, bro. We all have kids to take care of. Didn't need an adult. Yeah, amen. All right, well, we're getting through this step 10 very, very slowly. We still got, Kat, if you're looking at your book still, we still got, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Have a good night, Alicia.
6, 7 pages. We still have 7 pages to go through, man. I just need to take, I think tomorrow what I'll do, it's Sunday tomorrow, huh? So tomorrow I will take and I will condense those 7 pages into one show, and then we'll go from there. You almost got threw out of the Wawa for not wearing a mask. But when you were known like myself, get taken care of. It's Paulie. He ain't got a mask on, but it's a Paulie. Don't worry about Paulie, Ma.
That happens, LT. We have time. Yes, we do.
Yeah, true that. We do got time. And yesterday we had a Q&A, basically. It turned into a Q&A session about the 12 steps, which was very beneficial, I thought.
Lots of questions. You guys have more questions? Do we answer all the questions?
Yeah. Did we answer all the questions?
Sometimes they get going, and sometimes I miss some. So
yeah, is there anything we missed?
Times if I don't pop it up, and I'm going to share the private Facebook group. My tongue don't work today. It's lack of carbs.
Could be.
I'm going to share I can't even say it. I'm going to put it on there.
She's going to share the private Facebook group. She's going to share Discord. Share Sober James's channel too. Let everybody know what's up with that.
Okay. There's a private one.
And hey, whoever's on Twitch watching right now, thanks for watching. Appreciate that. We got one viewer on Twitch. I've started streaming live on a video game place.
Welcome, one viewer.
One guy's like
here.
still playing video games, probably all cracked out. Like, huh? That's cool. If you want to comment, I'm here. I'm going to say what's up.
Hey, Facebook, you just get a spam of links. You can see them all at once.
I guess I was assuming that you guys were in a hurry. But if you're not, then I'll just do what I normally do and go a couple pages at a time. When we get through it, we get through it. PD, good point. If you guys are cool with that, that's what I'll do. But if you want me to condense the next 7 pages into the big idea of what those 7 pages are getting at, thanks, Marilyn. Yep. And she's not even the one that got the looks in the family. It was right here. Can you believe that?
He is gorgeous.
I'm moving more conscious about my behavior at home and work. Oh, good. Then Aubrey, thank you for saying that. That means we are doing our job for real. That is so cool. That is cool. Thanks, Aubrey, for that good that's a compliment. Thanks for sharing your story, ALT. I have totally stayed away from people who I know drink. A lot easier with COVID, but I know I'm not ready for social gatherings. Yeah, Utah's back open. There's a live band just up the street, and by golly, I love a good live band. But I'm
you
not
just say good golly.
As a by golly, even better. It's even
awesome.
better than good golly.
I love it.
Why do I like a good band? Because I play in bands. Well, I haven't for a minute, but I play the bass and I play the drums. So I go up there and I end up normally, even if I'm at a bar, I'll end up playing the band's drums. I'll like, can I jam with you guys a couple songs? And they're like,
that's where he gets it from.
And I end up there with the band jamming for a couple songs. Good golly, Miss Molly.
Good golly,
by golly. I just love those bands.
What era are we in?
I don't even know why it came out like that. It just did. All right. So we'll take our time. We'll just get through it. We'll just take our time and get through it.
Your house. Is that you, Tracy? I forget. I had a stressful day today.
Who did?
I think it's Tracy.
Tracy, my body is so tired. I'm dealing with the aftermath of relapsing from my house manager. Well, shit.
They pass. You just have to deal with them for a short time.
Just hang in there. Just don't do that again. Because there's no reason to relapse. Don't do that again. And you wouldn't be going through this, get through. I mean, come to this side of recovery. Do whatever it takes to not go and drink. Right now, when we're done with this stream, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to play on my laptop and answer some comments as I go. I'm going to dink around. We're going to watch a movie. I'm probably going to eat a little bit of ice cream maybe and go to bed. I'm not going up there. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. What?
I found keto ice cream.
Oh. Now you had comedian to your resume. What
like
word is
Donnie
that?
Wahlberg.
Start talking. 1960s. That's from or 50s. I'm like Donnie Wahlberg. What?
You look kind of like Donnie Wahlberg. That's what Iron Wolf said.
By golly, he's gonna dink around. You jerks. I love it. Yeah, Aubrey, perfect. Sawyer House. Don't forget how you feel right now. Absolutely. Donnie Wahlberg.
Me too, Aubrey.
Discount Mark Wahlberg. Backstreet. Is he a Backstreet Boy?
No,
Oh, he's in sync.
Marky Mark and no, all him. He was New Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block. Yeah. I was born in the wrong time and era. Me too, man. I should have been born in like 2399 because that's the technology I want to play with.
Not back in time. We're way forward.
I want that crazy
He's gonna
technology,
bring
man.
back, by golly, in the future.
If I could just like grab something and be like, I would do it.
Ooh, and your contact lenses. Where
My contact, yeah, I would totally integrate computer technology into my brain if I could. If I could speed up my thinking over 1 billion times a second, I would do it.
I'd want to go back to Patsy Cline era. That's
But
when the music was good.
That's why I was a meth addict, because it was like 9,000 miles an hour. You think I think and go crazy fast now. Good. Stay sober. Just crying a little. Us too. Oh, that's funny.
Brittany takes notes.
Oh,
Awesome.
perfect. Anything stand out to you out of this chapter? What stood out to you? Me is the necessary. I didn't realize. Well, the way this guy breaks it down is that step 10, if you're not doing a thorough, 3 through 9, your step 10 is not going to be that great. If you don't understand what character defects really are, how can you really take your inventory? What is your inventory? A lot of people will be like, what the heck is my inventory? And I guess that is the key, is to learning our inventory. And that is the 17 character defects. I got them all right here. Impatience, procrastination, laziness, criticizing, false pride, self-importance, self-condemnation, dishonesty, insincerity, self-justification, self-pity, jealousy, envy, vulgar or immoral thinking, destructive anger, resentment, negative thinking. That's your inventory. And if you want a screenshot of it, I do believe I got it right there. Boom. Take a screenshot of that. You'll see that on the far left is your character defects, and on the far right is your character assets. So if you know how to take a screenshot, 3, 2, 1, screenshot. Boom. Now you got your inventory. Take it. Read it, what it says on the bottom. Honestly, sit down and think about your day. If you want to do an honest step 10, you want to start to grow, you want to start hitting that 4th dimension of wonderful living, you have to do this, 3 through 9, and then you can do your step 10 just right. 1910.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
No, not that cool.
Except for I don't do horses.
There's no hardly any electricity. There's lots of dirt. I like camping. I don't mind getting dirty, but what's Bob saying? I'm grateful for my sobriety, but I still delete my first 30 years. I'd still delete it. Yeah. If I could do it all over again. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Totally feel you.
I'm glad you feel better, Derek.
I was struggling earlier, but now I feel better. You're welcome.
Because you said by golly.
Is it because I said by golly? I just come on here and be
By
like,
golly, he feels better.
by
babe.
golly. I didn't say by golly.
You said by golly.
By golly, I like a good.
Now
Oh
it
my
sounds weird.
gosh. No, did I really say that?
Never happened.
Good golly, Miss Molly. By golly. I did say that. Shit. Erin wrote it down. In my IOP, when I read my life story, everyone had a worksheet with all character defects on them, and we wrote down when they think they started. Oh, perfect.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what we did too.
I'll never forget it.
IOPs are amazing. Yeah, you got to meet my sister tonight. That was cool. Oh boy. I don't even want to talk about it. Bob, you haven't been around for a minute. How's the things going? Is work? I know you're doing that gardening stuff and had to get rid of a lot of dudes. How's that stuff going? How's the crazy house you live in treating you? Are they
burn
still
your
in the
house down
garage?
yet? With that toaster?
Yeah. Bank robbers and whiskey.
I'm thinking.
The growth is unending. Yes. Hey, man, I got that super underlined in this book. I love it. Thank you for taking notes, Brittany. Feel like I'm not up here just blabbing about nothing.
And I appreciated when you broke down what you did in steps 1 through 5.
Perfect. Good. And then he wants to go meet Bill W. You could be his first sponsee.
I want to meet Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's got great hair. I don't. Dang it. Oh, well. That's cool.
Yep, all the above. So you live in the greenhouse now or what? Bob?
Oh, man. I'm sorry, brother. With step 10, when I'm having a crappy moment, I go off in the corner and ask myself some questions, and they are: were you selfish, self-seeking, dishonest? Did I hurt somebody? Do I owe any amends? That's perfect. Screenshot those. Memorize those questions. Books are, if even on the Facebook side, if you go into the description of this video, you'll see a link to the 12 steps we took by Joe McHugh. Click that link and purchase that book. It's a good one. It's a real good one. Real good.
What did you say that last one? Wait, I'm changing that.
Perfect.
Oh, good. You're getting the books.
Perfect. Perfect. The daily reflection says spiritual health today. When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. And that's Alcoholics Anonymous, page 64. It is very difficult for me to come to terms with my spiritual illness because of my great pride, disguised by material successes and my intellectual power. Intelligence is not incompatible with humility, provided I place humility first. To seek prestige and wealth is the ultimate goal for many in the modern world. To be fashionable and to seem better than I really am is a spiritual illness. To recognize and to admit my weakness is the beginning of good spiritual health. It is a sign of spiritual health to be able to ask God every day to enlighten me, to recognize his will, and to have the strength to execute it. My spiritual health is excellent when I realize that the better I get, the more I discover how much help I need from others. Amen. Why?
Good night, Erin.
Why? Because we recover better
Together.
Ready? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And dear God, please help me tonight to withstand temptations and cravings and to be strong as there's trigger 2 blocks away. And Lord, I trust that you will. And I trust that the group consciousness will help me stay clean tonight. And I pray for anybody in the comments that are in the chat that are struggling right now, that feel bad, that you lift their spirits and move us forward into sobriety and this unending growth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for a good show. Thanks for being here and holding me accountable for a night like tonight, especially. Who knows if I wasn't here with you guys, how I would have handled the temptation. You never know, but everything is at this moment the way God planned it to be. And I'm going to enjoy that. And I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate everything you've done. I appreciate all your support, those who are patrons, people who have subscribed, y'all that hit that like button, and everybody who's purchased books and stuff through our links. We truly do appreciate your support and being here. And we will be here again tomorrow at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, going through step 10 for another wonderful Sunday night. But until then, stay strong, work your program, and remember that we recover better together.